darlings. Oh my gosh, this looks gorgeous. It has been quite some time since I have been teasing you with this new Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Beautifying Face Palette. It comes in two versions, one that is for light to medium complexion and the other one that is for medium and deep complexions. I have the one medium to deep, and I'm going to give you today the full review, the demo, the swatches. That's why you see me just with foundation only. I will be leaving all the details of this product. Absolutely everything will be on the description box below for your convenience, along with the links of all the rest of my makeup, what I'm using on my face. Everything that you need to know will be down below. So once again, this product comes in two versions. Today I'm going to dedicate the review to the medium deep palette, and then rest assured I'm getting my hands on the lighter version, and we're going to be doing side-by-side comparisons on my face as per usual. Also, if you're new here to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here, and welcome to all of you, my dear friends. I do film in natural light, so hopefully this will give you the best representation of how this product looks like if you were looking at it in person. How exciting! Usually we see Charlotte Tilbury coming with these type of palettes near the holiday season, and there is a lot more from Charlotte Tilbury. I mean, this is not the only thing. There is a lot more. But today let's dedicate the review to this palette. As you can tell, oh my goodness, look at this packaging. Isn't it this gorgeous? It looks like mother of pearl. Super pretty. The palette has, I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but it has a shelf life of 18 months and is made in Italy. Now let's take a peek on the inside. Oh my goodness, this is so pretty. This is so pretty. So basically we have two blushes and two highlighters. Now this shade right here for my skin tone may not work because you see like how deep it is, but we're gonna use it no matter what. Let's just go ahead and give it a swatch. I really love how right here it says Pillow Talk. The embossing is super pretty. Feels super soft. And this is a big gelée formulation, which is one of my favorite formulas. Ooh, this is a gorgeous highlighter. Oh my gosh, this feels so soft, non-powdery. This is a beautiful kind of peachy tone. I mean, definitely this is the Pillow Talk family for Charlotte Tilbury. Ooh, and this is intense. And I have to tell you that the powders, they do have quite a bit of emollients. They feel more, they have more of like a satin finish, the two blushes. And this shade looks like if it has a little bit of sparkles. This is more shiny, not glitter, but it is definitely more reflective. Do you see that? So excited. And I don't have any bronzer right now because I really want you to see the shades, how they look like straight without anything else. Okay, friends, let's go first with this blush. And I'm using a Sonia G Classic Cheek. And that's how much it picked up. Now it does have a very nice size mirror too. Let's put it right here on the front of the cheeks. Oh, that's a pretty shade. Oof. And I'm going to take it all the way to the temples. That has a lot of pigment. It is not flat matte, but it does have a natural finish. Going with Sonia G Cheek Brush from the Lotus collection, and I'm going to go to the deepest shade. Oh, I'm scared. Oh, okay, let's see. I really like how these powders are behaving. You're not getting a ton of product right from the get-go, which in turn it will give you a more easy application and more control in the application too. That's so pretty. Definitely this one leans more peachy, this one leans more pink, and they do have pigment. Now this shade, I feel like it has just a little bit more of like a satiny finish. Demi matte still, but this is more like skin-like. This one has a little bit more, just a very, very soft, silky finish, which makes it so pretty. Now here I want to demo this palette. If you're attracted by this palette and you have a lighter skin tone, to see that you can actually use it. And definitely you can build it up. I mean, like, there's a lot of pigment right here. So definitely you can build it up if you have a deeper complexion. That I have no doubts about it. But at the same time, I wanted to showcase it for us, our friends that we have a lighter complexion. I do have a light to medium skin tone. I will be leaving my foundation matches on the description box below. The foundation that I'm using today, obviously, is Charlotte Tilbury. This is so good. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this brush. I'm gonna take the top shade and I'm just gonna apply a little bit on my nose. I love to do that. Oh yeah, and that way, I don't know, it just looks a lot better when it's like that. But there you have it. Deeper blush, and then the lightest blush on the palette. Beautiful. Okay, now let's go for the highlighter. Now let's go with the Sonia G Worker Foam brush. I'm going to the lightest shade. And I'm going to apply it on this side. Oof. That is very potent for sure. But very easy to blend. I do have some texture here. And I think this particular highlighter is not emphasizing so much my texture because it's giving me kind of like a gloss effect. You see that? It looks like my skin is wet. And I'm sorry if you hear my stomach rumbling, but I'm so hungry. I'm finishing this video and then picking up my daughter so we can continue with the day. But look at that gloss. Oh my gosh, this looks gorgeous. Oh my gosh, darlings. Okay, going with a REPHR 20 brush, and I'm gonna go to the deepest highlighter. There you have it. And then let's see. Oh, this is such a beautiful shade too. And it can serve as a blush topper. Oh, that's super beautiful. It actually meshes really well with the blush. Well, this one is more like, woof, you know, glossy. This one is more just one with the skin. And it doesn't look dark. It doesn't make my skin look darker. In fact, on the back of the palette, you have soft blush, number one, super glow, then third, super blush, and then four, multi glow. So this shade right here, Charlotte Tilbury is calling it multi glow. I guess because it just gives a very, it doesn't add color, but it actually just, it's acting more like a finishing powder more than a highlighter. That's what it is. I feel like these are the blushes. Intensify with this one. This one is just like more subdued. Then this one is your true highlighter, and this one I feel is more of like a luminizer. Do you see it too? Where's my idea? I mean, at least that's the way that I feel it. This one I feel like is more of like a highlighter, but a glossy one, and then this one is more of like a finishing powder. Let's see. I know I do have fine lines up here, but let's just try it. Let's just pass it through a little. Yeah, it's a different formula. This is a different formula than this one. and it's more of like a finishing powder. This makes me really excited because I cannot wait to try the lighter version to see how it will look on my skin. Okay, friends, now let's go for comparisons. And here I have, well, this one is long time ago. This is Love Gasm. And this came out like a couple years ago. Now, on this palette, you have a bronzer. These new palettes, they do not have a bronzer. And I have an opinion about it that I will tell you in a second. Let's go first with Love Gasm. These are not available anymore. I'm not going to swatch the bronzer because there's no purpose for that. But let's go for, okay, this is more gold, copper. And this one, you know what? This one is very similar to this right here. Let's do something. So we have it here on camera. I'm gonna go with this shade and this shade from the new palette. Okay, this one has more pink in it. This is more gold and peachy. Do you see it right there? Maybe a little bit hard to tell, but yeah, maybe when I flip it, you can tell this has more pink reddish tone. So there you go. This is Love Gasm. And another palette that I have here on my hand, it is Nude Gasm Face Palette. This was from last year. And I'm just going to swatch these two because basically you have here a bronzer and a contour. These are way brighter. Just going to put it up here. Yeah, definitely different. This is light apricot kind of tone. And this one is a little bit brighter than this here too. There you go. I also have these beautiful Pillow Talk Multi-Glow palettes, but these are an all-over highlighter. So I have here, let's see, this is Dreamlight, just gonna, which is the deepest one, and then here I have Romance Light. Just highlighters. No, this is lighter than these two over here. And it is more warm. And then the ones from Romance Light, it does have more pink in it. Definitely different. Definitely different. Okay, friends, I switch a little bit the camera once again. I'm playing with the natural light. So since I used to have a background, but I don't anymore. I still have it, but I decided to change a little bit the background. So anyhow, I think you can see it right here. I have applied a little bit of bronzer right now just to finish it off a little. And you know what? Let's go back to this new palette. And I'm going to go with the REPHR number 20 brush. And I'm just going to show you how it will look if I apply this shade on the tip of my nose. You see, it doesn't make it darker. To me, it's more of like a finishing powder. You see that? Definitely you can use it as a finishing powder with a light hand, obviously, and with the right type of brush. Okay, friends, what I think about this new Pillow Talk Beautifying Face Palette. Darling did it again. I mean, like, this is gorgeous. Now, I used it with a light hand. This is not meant for my skin tone. This is definitely for someone that has deeper complexion. And I'm sure many other beauty content creators, they're going to be reviewing this palette. But I think if you have a light to medium skin tone, you can definitely make it work. I mean, this doesn't look like too much. With this shade, obviously, go light-handed and it looks very beautiful. And there's enough difference. You can tell this one definitely is more pink. This one over here is definitely more peachy in tone. Definitely a Pillow Talk moment. I think Charlotte Tilbury did amazing. Oh, I forgot. Let's use a REPHR 3 brush and I'm gonna put this. Oh, look at that. This is a highlighter. This shade right here, you see? And a little bit on my brow bone too. But yeah, I was saying Charlotte Tilbury did it again. I mean, this formula is seamless. It blends easily, super easy to apply, no time, no fuss, no complications, and you have a variety. Now, what I have to say that there's no bronzer. Listen, friends, you cannot please everybody in the world. Okay, that's the nature of things. Last year when Charlotte Tilbury came out with this palette, everybody was like so happy, everybody except those with deeper complexions. They were like, okay, yes, they were using, some of the shades as an all over face palette, but it felt a little bit like some people were happy about it and some people not that much. So this is the same thing that I said when reviewing the Hourglass face palettes, the ones from the holiday collection of 2022. That if you haven't watched my video yet, my review, I have it up on my channel. I compare it side by side. But anyhow, going back to them, only one of the palettes have a bronzer. The other two, the ones for fair skin tones and the ones for deeper skin tones, they don't have a bronzer. And that way they are trying to be like, you know what? Bronzers, buy it separately. Buy it for your skin tone, for your skin undertone, and take it from there. And honestly, in a way, although I wish to have a bronzer because it's a face palette and I want, the whole thing, I understand it. And this is a feedback that I wish I'm such a smaller content creator that I don't think they are watching me. I mean, like, this was, I bought it with my own money, right? But this is something that I want to see from brands. And I said it the same thing for Hourglass. Now, obviously, taking in consideration that these are holiday palettes, these are limited edition, these are something that you're not going to find in permanent on the line of, say, Charlotte Tilbury. But say if they decide to change the formula, because this, by the way, is a different formula from Charlotte Tilbury's lashes, the ones that they look like a nipple, right? It's a different formulation. This is a big jelly formula. But it would be nice to see the brands expanding on their shade range, blushes, bronzers, setting powders, highlighters, right? But make their compacts refillable. That way, when something like this comes out, they can give us perhaps two that are preset, but giving us the client the flexibility to buy the refills and to actually interchange our palettes and make them unique for ourselves. I know it's something that perhaps is on the plans because it's something that we also have to think that is less waste for earth, right? Like if we're not going to use the entire first palette, then it's going to be a waste. On this case, I'm super happy to say that I personally will use this palette. Now, it's going to be hard for me to use the entire face palette because I review makeup and I have a ton of makeup, and I'm not saying it in a way to be like, oh my gosh, I have a ton of makeup. No, I'm not saying it in that way. I'm saying that I just have way more than the average person simply because the nature of my job, right? But if this was my only face palette, my only highlighter and blush palette, definitely this will work for me. And definitely I will use it all. And you know what? Now that we're talking about Hourglass, let's compare this palette with the Hourglass palette. I have here the Butterfly, super pretty, so lovely. And let's see, let's use this other arm here. So I'm gonna go first with this shade and this shade, and then let's go for this and this. Okay, these two middle ones, they look very, very much alike, not only in tone, but also in finish. Well, actually, the one from Hourglass is more peachy and a little bit deeper in tone too. And now for the highlighter, with this shade from Charlotte, and then again from the Butterfly one. Let's go for this shade. Different. I think the one from Charlotte has a little bit more pink in it. And you can see it has more sparkles too. They're not chunky glitters, but there's more sparkles. And like I said, there's some pink tone in it. See right there? Okay, let's now go with the Elephant palette. And I'm gonna go first with the blush, and then we go with blush. Okay, these are all completely different. Perhaps these two, they are a little bit similar, but definitely, yeah, definitely these right here from Hourglass, they lean more, even more coral. There you have it, Elephant, and then Charlotte Tilbury. All right, now let's go for the highlighter from the Elephant palette. And then this highlighter. Again, different. I think that the ones from Hourglass, they are smoother upon swatching, not necessarily upon application. I mean, both of them, they are smooth formulas. But you see there's that pinky tone once again from Charlotte Tilbury. Let's go next with the Tiger palette. And on this one, honestly, the only tool is this existing blush shade. And then the two highlighters. Oh my gosh, do I have room right here? Let's see. So we do blush, highlighter, and then we're gonna go these three over here. So we have highlighter, blush, highlighter. And then I'm gonna put it, okay, let me show you side by side the deepest highlighters on the palette. This one has definitely more pink. Let me build it up too. You can see there's a pink undertone. This one from Hourglass has a copper undertone. And then we have the blush. I'm going to put it up here. It's more intense. And then the highlighter, just going to put it below here. It's more subdued and again, more pink in tone. Let me build it up even more so you can really see it. But there you have it. Oh, the shades. There you have it, my friends. All the comparisons that you need to know. But overall, like I was telling you before, comparing it to the Hourglass ones, I think the palette honestly is beautiful. I love the performance. Is, to me, even softer than the Hourglass. Hourglass, they do have a slight sheen even on the blushes. On these ones, no, they are a little bit more forgiving, and I really love the differences between the highlighters. One to be a true highlighter, one that is more of a luminizer, making it more versatile. And like I said about a bronzer, I'm like, you know what? You cannot please everybody, right? I mean, if this is the type of palettes that you are looking for, you want blushes and highlighters, perfect. Also, thinking about gifting is very hard to nail it if you want to give this product to a person. Mostly holiday season is coming. This is part of their holiday season collection from Charlotte Tilbury. It's easier to give something like this than give something that has a bronzer, although it will make it more complete in terms of a face palette, but it's just a little bit easier. And that's why also my 2 cents about that it will be really nice to start seeing brands bringing these face palettes, even if it's like, you know, the holiday season once a year, but also have the chance to make them refillable. That way, if their shade range is expanded, to have something very, you know, very unique. And they can still do limited edition shades, just so it's special for that holiday season. I mean, there's so many ideas here rumbling on my head, but anyhow, my friends, I hope that you really enjoyed this video, that you found it helpful, and rest assured that I will be reviewing the lighter version of this palette, comparing it side by side, so that way you can really see the difference of these palettes. And therefore, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring that post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads, and come and follow me on my Instagram. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Also share with family and friends. And until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye.